4.3, dividing polynomials using synthetic division. Last week, we used long division to divide our polynomials, right? That was just like division with our numbers, except we had polynomials in there. There's only certain times we can use synthetic division. It is a little quicker than long division. I really like synthetic division when we're able to use it. There is a shortcut for dividing polynomials by binomials of the form x minus k. This shortcut is called synthetic division. This method is shown in all of our next examples. So, that's the only time we can use synthetic division. Is if we have a polynomial by a binomial, divided by a binomial, of the form x minus k. So our divisor has to be x plus a number or x minus a number. It's the only time we can use synthetic division. If it's x squared plus a number, we can't use it. We got to use long division. If it's x squared minus a number, can't use it. We got to use long division. It has to be the variable x plus or minus some number. That has to be our divisor. Does that make sense? And like I said, it's a little bit of a shortcut. It takes a little less time than long division. Okay? So let's look at some examples. Divide negative x cubed plus 4x squared plus 9 by x minus 3. First, I have to decide if I'm able to use synthetic division. So is my divisor either x plus a number or x minus a number?
Yes.
Yes, it is. So I can use synthetic division because my divisor is x minus 3. Does that make sense? That's the only time I can use synthetic division is if my divisor, x plus a number, or x minus a number. Okay? Now notice, we have x minus k. We're going to use the opposite sign of what is shown because it's x minus k. So instead of using negative 3, I'm going to use positive 3 because there's that minus sign in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write a 3 right here. And I'm going to draw this little half box. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to look at my dividend now, the other polynomial, and I'm going to list the coefficients in order. And I need to make sure I have every coefficient from every term. Notice how my 3 is the biggest exponent. Just like with long division, if I don't have that certain term there, I've got to represent it with a 0. You guys remember doing that with long division? Okay, so do I have all my terms here or am I missing any terms? Missing my x, right? So when I get to that, I'm going to have to use a 0. Now notice I said coefficients. I'm not going to put the x values in here. I'm just going to put the coefficients. So what's the coefficient of my first term? Huh? I can't hear you guys. Negative 1.
1.
There's a negative 1 in front of that x cubed, right?
Yeah.
Okay, what's the coefficient in front of x squared? 4. What's the coefficient in front of x?
1.
We don't have an x, do we? So what do I have to use? 0. And then what's my constant? 9. Does everyone see that? Like I said, this process is going to look new. It's going to look really, really weird. But hopefully once we get the process down, we'll be comfortable with it and we think it's easy. Okay? So the first thing I need to do is bring my first coefficient down. Just bringing it straight down. And now I'm going to multiply my 3 that I got from my divisor times that negative 1. So what's 3 times negative 1?
Negative 3.
Negative 3. I'm going to put that negative 3 below my next coefficient. Does everyone see how we're kind of going at a diagonal? Let's multiply 3 times negative 1. Stay awake. Pay attention. And then I'm going to add down this column. Okay? What's 4 plus negative 3?
Positive 1.
Positive 1. And now I'm just going to repeat that process over and over again. I'm going to multiply 3 times this 1 now. 3. I'm going to put it below the 0. Does everyone see how we're bouncing at an angle? What's 0 plus 3? 3. I'm going to do that same process again. 3 times 3.
9.
9. I'm going to put that 9 below my 9. I'm going to add. What's 9 plus 9? 18. And then I stop there because I ran out of coefficients, right? Okay. I just used synthetic division. Here's what my answer is going to be. These are the coefficients of my answer. Okay? And how I decide which term to start off with, what's the biggest exponent on my dividend? 3. The biggest exponent on my answer is going to be 2. So I'm going to get negative.
Where'd you get 2 from? What?
So we're dividing an x cubed term by an x term, right? So if I divide x cubed by x, I would get x to the second, right? So you just subtract 1 from the biggest exponent from your dividend, and you get the next biggest exponent. So we get negative 1x squared plus 1x, or just x, plus 3. And then 18 would be our remainder here. Do you guys remember what we did with our remainders? Turn it into a fraction, right? The remainder is my numerator. What would I put as my denominator? X minus 3.
Is the whole reason we're multiplying by 3 here is because of the first exponent?
No, that 3 came from my divisor.
Okay.
X minus 3.
Alright.
So that's x minus k. This is my k value. Okay? Does that make sense? Like I said, it's a new process. It looks weird to you guys right now. But once you get it down and you get the hang of it, it gets easier.
So if that first 3, if that was a 4,
your answer would have started with x to the 4.
Okay. Oh, no,
Or x to the third, yeah. Sorry.
Why did you do 9 plus 9? I wasn't paying attention.
Because we add down the columns whenever we...
Add by what?
So here, we multiplied 3 times negative 1. We put that negative 3 there. We add. 4 plus negative 3 is 1. Same process. 3 times 1, 3. 0 plus 3, 3. 3 times 3, 9. Add. 9 plus 9, 18. Okay? Does everyone see that? Went a lot quicker than long division, right?
So that's the answer?
That's my answer. Whenever you're done adding down your columns, these are the coefficients for your answer. So negative 1 goes there, 1 goes there, 3 goes there, 18 is my remainder. Okay? Everyone see that? Let's do some more examples to get the hang of it. Okay? Divide 3x cubed minus 2x squared plus 2x minus 5 by x plus 1. So is my divisor x plus or minus a number?
Yeah.
Yes, so I can use synthetic division. Here's my divisor.
Is it just 1?
X plus 1. Remember, this is of the form x minus k. So what would I have to plug into k for it to be x plus 1? Negative 1. So I'm going to put a negative 1 right there.
So that
Does everyone see why the sign changes?
No. Yes.
I don't see why.
Because remember, it's of the form x minus k. So that's my k. If I'm doing x minus k, if it's a positive number, it's going to look like this one, x minus 3. My k value is positive. Okay? If it's x plus the number, the k value is negative. So if I were to plug negative 1 in, that would turn to x plus 1. Does that make sense? Okay. Draw your half box. What do we do next? Write down my coefficients in order of my dividend. Now be careful. Do I have all of them here, or do I have to account for one of them with 0?
You don't have all of them.
I got them all, right? There's an x cubed, there's an x squared, there's an x, and there's a constant. So I'm not going to have any zeros on my top row. So 3, negative 2, 2, negative 5. Everyone okay with that step?
Bring the first number down.
Yep. Bring your first coefficient down. So that'd be 3.
It won't be negative. Oh, never mind.
Nope. What do I do with that 3?
Multiply it by negative.
Multiply by negative 1, my k value, right? So what's negative 1 times 3?
Negative 3.
Negative 3. Where do I put that negative 3?
Under the negative 2.
Under the negative 2, under my next coefficient. Everyone still with me and paying attention? What do I do with this column now?
Add.
Add. What's negative 2 plus negative 3?
Negative 5.
Negative 5. And then we just keep repeating that process over and over and over again until we're out of room. Negative 1 times negative 5. 5. 2 plus 5. 7. Negative 1 times 7. Negative 7. Am I moving too fast for anybody? Negative 5 plus negative 7. Negative 12. We okay with that? So we just found the coefficients for my answer. So my first coefficient is 3. What's going to be the exponent with x here?
X squared.
X squared, because that's 1 less than my dividend. My dividend's biggest exponent. Is everyone understanding that part? What? Okay. My dividend is right here. Right? What's the biggest exponent on that dividend? 3. Your answer, when we're using synthetic division, will always, the biggest exponent will be 1 less than that one. Because we're dividing that by x. Okay?
So what was 4?
Your biggest exponent would be 3 on your answer. If it was 5, your biggest exponent would be 4. If it was 6, your biggest exponent would be 5. Okay? So I get 3x squared. What's my next term?
Negative 5x.
Minus 5x.
Why?
Plus 7.
Oh.
Plus
so
7.
Bottom.
Remainder.
So there's 2 ways you could write the remainder here. You could put plus negative 12 over x plus 1. Or you could put minus 12 over x plus 1. Either way would work.
See.
And that'd be my answer.
I get this.
Are we getting okay with synthetic division?
Yeah, let's do one more.
When's the only time you can use synthetic division?
If you are x plus 1 or
X plus something.
like
Plus or
x
minus
plus
something.
numbering or x minus.
It's got to be the divisor. That's x plus a number or x minus a number.
That's
Right?
what it's called.
Divisor, yep. Like I said, if that's x squared plus 1, could I use synthetic division?
No.
No. I would have to use long division in this case. Does that make sense?
Are all of them going to be synthetic division?
I think today they will, yes.
Awesome.
Tomorrow, I'll mix them.
No.
No.
Do one more of these and we'll go to assignment.
Questions on this second example?
No.
2 more examples, then we're done. Just 2 more.
Just one more.
2 more. Number 3. X cubed minus 3x squared minus 7x plus 6 divided by x minus 2.
Why is it in parentheses?
To show you that they're 2 different polynomials.
Does that matter?
No, I mean, we're still treating it the same. Can I use synthetic division here?
Yes.
Yes. My divisor is x plus or minus a number. Right? So what's my k value here? Is it positive 2 or negative 2? Positive 2 because it's x minus k. Yep.
Yeah.
So I'm going to put a 2.
Good, Coach Mackey. Until tomorrow.
I'm sorry, all my examples start with x cubed. Sorry about that. I didn't realize that until just now. What do I do after I put my 2 there in my half box?
Write down the coefficient.
Write down the coefficients of my dividend. Do I have anything missing that I'm going to have to account for with a 0? I've got everything there, don't I? We got an x cubed term, x squared, x, and the constant. So what's my first coefficient?
0.
1. What's my next coefficient?
Negative 3.
Negative 3. Next one.
Negative 7.
Next one. 6. We okay with our coefficients? Those are just the numbers in front of my variables. Okay, what do I do first?
You gotta bring it down.
Bring what down?
The 1.
Bring my 1 down. Bring that first coefficient down.
2 times 1.
Very good. I multiply my k value times that first coefficient. What's 2 times 1?
2.
2. And where do I put the 2?
Right under the negative 3.
Under the negative 3. We okay? We okay with me so far?
Subtract it.
I want to make sure we're all paying attention and getting this. Do we have any questions? Repeat that process. Well, actually, first we got to do what?
Subtract.
Add here. What's negative 3 plus 2?
Negative 1.
Negative 1.
Oh, I got the same answer no matter what.
If you subtracted, you would have done negative 3 minus 2, which would give you negative 5.
I got negative 1. So
Okay, good. Good. Now I repeat that same process. Instead of using 1 this time, I use negative 1. What's 2 times negative 1? Negative 2. Add down my column. What's negative 7 plus negative 2?
Positive. I know. Negative 9.
Negative 9. We okay with that?
Yeah.
Now I'm repeating that process. Instead of using 1 or negative 1, I'm now using negative 9. 2 times negative 9.
Negative 18.
Negative 18. 6 plus negative 18.
Negative 12.
Negative 12. Raise your hand if you can read off my answer for me.
I can try.
Yes.
X squared minus x minus 9 plus a remainder of negative 12 over x minus 2.
Very good.
Wait,
Plus.
what?
Could you just go minus?
Yep, you could have done minus.
Right. Why is it plus? Is there a catch to that plus and minus, or it just doesn't matter which one you use?
You can use either one.
So you're not math.
Now it would matter if we had more terms up top. But here we only have that one term up top. Just because you remember when we did long division and we would sometimes get a remainder of like x plus 3, then that would matter the sign.
Okay.
Because you got 2 things there you got to worry about. You only got 1 thing here, so you can put that sign out front. Yes?
So you have to go back to the original divisor to put under your 12
Yep.
there.
Remember, the divisor will always go under your remainder if you have a remainder.
But,
Just
you have
like
to
on
change
long
it back
division.
To the original one.
Say it again.
You have to change it back to the original one because like we changed x minus 2 to x plus 2, right? You have to go back to.
No, we leave it as x minus 2.
Yeah,
It's the original divisor.
but then we change it to positive 2. We change it to plus 2.
Nope.
Yeah.
We just made it a positive 2 because that's my k value from the divisor. The divisor is still x minus 2. That never changed.
But that okay.
That's just the k value from the
So
divisor.
that'll never be a negative number, like that we're multiplying by. You know what I'm saying? Like that.
Here it was,
Oh.
right?
But we changed it.
Right.
See, because it was x plus 1, we changed it to negative 1.
Yeah, but we kept it plus 1 for our divisor.
Okay, that Carter, you know what I'm saying? Carter.
Since the equation x minus k, since you pulled in negative 2, you would distribute the negative from the equation into the negative 2, which would make it positive.
Right.
Yep.
What you said.
Questions on example 3? There's my answer.
Okay, I get it.
Can I erase and move to example 4, our last example? All right. What's my k value here?
Negative 3.
Negative 3, because my divisor is x plus 3. First off, can we use synthetic division here? Yeah, we can. Okay, someone raise your hand to read off the coefficients that I'm going to put on that top row. Yes?
I got you. Alright. 2,
2,
0,
0,
negative 1,
negative 1.
negative 7.
Trey, why'd you put a 0 there?
Because there's no x squared.
Very good. I don't have that x squared term, do I? I still have to account for it with that 0. Okay? If you don't have all the terms there, you've got to account for it with that 0. Be careful with that. You got to account for it with that 0. Otherwise, it's going to throw your answer off. Okay? Bring down our 2. Multiply negative 3 times 2. What's negative 3 times 2?
Negative 6.
Negative 6. Add down that column. What's 0 plus negative 6? Negative 6. We okay with that? Repeat that same process, except this time with negative 6. What's negative 3 times negative 6?
18.
Positive 18. Add down the column. What's negative 1 plus 18? 17. Negative 3 times 17.
52.
Negative 51. Add down the column. Negative 7 plus negative 51. Negative 58. Raise your hand if you can read the answer off to me. Someone who hasn't answered yet.
I think it's no. I ain't answered yet.
Here you go.
Come on, I'm actually doing it for once.
Yes.
2x squared minus 6x plus 17 plus negative 58 over x plus 3.
Very good. Once again, you could have put minus right here, 58 over x plus 3.
Yeah.
Either one would work.
And that's like 2 syllables, so it's like one more syllable extra.
So there'd be my answer.
Alright, assignment.
We okay with that? Questions on synthetic division?
No questions, sir.
When is the, raise your hand, when is the only time I can use synthetic division?
Whenever it's x.
Raise your hand and let me call on you.
Whenever it's x plus a number or x minus a number.
Whenever what is x plus a number or x minus a number?
What that number called?
The divisor.
Divisor.
The second polynomial. The divided by part, right? That has to be x plus a number or x minus a number. If it's not either of those, you have to use long division. Do you think I could use long division here and get the same answers?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can. Synthetic division is just a little shorter. Okay? Questions on that?
No, sir. Assignment.
Here we go.
Oh, yeah. Bring me the money.
Page 187, numbers 11 through 18 all.
Oh, Carter, you want to race? Yeah.
It's 8 problems. You have the rest of class to work on it. But it will be due, what's today? Tuesday the 18th. So this will be due Thursday the 20th on Canvas.
Oh yeah, we have time.
Are there any questions about the notes before I end the recording?
I don't want to talk. I'm doing math.
All right.